Now, Michael, on what grounds could Charles Oakley make a legitimate case for defamation against the Knicks?
Sure, Andrew. So he could say that when Dolan went on the Michael Kay show and said that Charles Oakley is abusive, that's a pretty damning characterization. And Dolan also implied that Oakley has a drinking problem. He said he may be alcoholic. He also referenced people who are drinking too much being exited from games. That basically it was depicting Oakley as somebody who may or was drinking, and that led to his outburst. So what Oakley could say is, "Look, I'm not abusive. I'm certainly not an alcoholic. You said I was in front of a national audience, and you have defamed my character. You slandered me." Not only that, Andrew, he could also sue the Knicks themselves for that statement that they released in the aftermath of him being thrown out of the game, where they said he could use help. Again, it's this language that sort of suggests that there's something mentally or substance wise wrong with him. And if those statements are untrue, that would be grounds for defamation.
So, do you think he has a good case, Michael, or is this something that he would do maybe because he's in his own legal trouble? Maybe it's sort of a countersuit, or do you think that he could actually win this?
I think there's a chance he could win, especially because Dolan called him abusive. I mean, that was not Dolan didn't temper his words. He did when he talked about alcohol in Oakley, but he called him abusive. Now, Dolan could say, "Well, look, he was just arrested for assault and trespass. Obviously, he's abusive." So there's a bit of a defense for Dolan, but put it in front of a New York jury, a jury of maybe people that are Knicks fans that are unhappy with the Knicks and that might remember Oakley for his great contributions to the franchise, including helping them get to the '94 NBA Finals. You never know what would happen. It certainly could allow Oakley to sort of strike back at the Knicks, and Dolan, I'm sure he's pretty upset about what's taken place, and he is going to have a press conference sometime this week.
Oh, 1994, when basketball was fun again. Dolan's now surrounding himself with all kinds of former players. Is this just PR, or is there some legal reason to bring in Latrell Sprewell, Vin Baker, and Kenny Walker?
Well, Seth, it could be a legal reason, but I think it's mostly about PR. It's really about saying, look, I'm not a bad guy. Former players like me. Something's wrong with Oakley. It's not about me. It's about him. Though I don't really think it has any legal value in terms of the comments that he made on the Michael Kay show. The fact that other former players can show up without being thrown out doesn't really impact whether or not Oakley was defamed. So I don't see it as anything much more than a PR move. And I don't know what necessarily it accomplishes. You both had talked about that earlier.